This is the story of the snake leather empire, a world where luxury is born in darkness, where beauty is crafted from danger, and where every handbag on a Paris runway begins its life in the humid, shadowed corners of tropical farms. Beneath the scales lies a truth that is both mesmerizing and unsettling, a truth that begins long before the first stitch of a luxury purse. All visuals in this video are for illustration purposes only. Do not attempt to recreate, imitate, or perform any of the actions shown. Walk into a reptile facility in Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, and the first thing that strikes you is the stillness. Not peace, not calm, but a tense, watchful stillness. The kind felt in a dark forest moments before something moves. Rows of long enclosures stretch into the distance, each housing a single python coiled in quiet concentration. The air is thick with humidity, 75, sometimes 85%. The temperature holds steady between 30 and 33 degrees Celsius because snakes are not maintained by shelter or warmth, but by the precision of climate. There is no smell of feedlots, no noise of livestock, only the faint rasp of scales sliding across wood and the subtle exhale of a predator tasting the air. This is breeding at a level far removed from romanticized farms. Here, farming means mastering instinct, manipulating environment, and negotiating with danger. Farm workers move slowly down the aisles, not because they are tired, but because every sudden movement is a language snakes understand too well. A hand extended too quickly can provoke a strike. A vibration can awaken a defensive coil. Even the scent of sweat can trigger the primal instincts of a creature that has survived jungles, deserts, swamps, and savannas for millions of years. Snakes know no loyalty. They do not bond. They do not obey. They do not soften with time. To work with them is to accept that every moment is conditional. One farmer said it best: "You don't raise snakes. You share a room with predators, and hope you both want the same thing that day." Snakes in these facilities are not newborns. They are sourced from certified breeders, controlled suppliers, or regulated capture programs. Each animal is tagged, measured, examined for skin integrity, and then introduced into its enclosure. From that moment on, the goal becomes singular: to grow the perfect hide. To achieve this, farms rely on environmental engineering. Machines hum constantly: humidifiers, heat lamps, mist sprayers, fans, working together like the gears of a silent factory. Warm zones stimulate digestion. Cool zones manage stress. Low light reduces aggression. High humidity ensures smooth, damage-free shedding, because every blemish, scar, scrape, or irregular shed can destroy the value of a hide that might one day become a $20,000 handbag or a $3,000 pair of boots. Here, beauty is not a gift of nature. It is manufactured through control. Feeding time is a ritual of precision. Pythons eat infrequently, but when they do, the timing and type of prey deeply influence the condition of their skin. Farmers prepare thawed rodents, quail, or poultry, ensuring no sharp claws or beaks remain that might puncture the snake's scales. The prey must be intact, clean, unblemished. A damaged scale could drop the value of a hide by 40%. Multiple scars could reduce it to scrap. So every meal becomes a calculated transaction. Protein for growth, but never at the risk of injury. Farmers watch each snake feed with unwavering attention because even the simple act of swallowing is a moment where things can go wrong. A python's jaw can dislocate, its digestive tract can struggle, its stress levels can spike, and stress affects shedding, and shedding affects leather. Every part of the animal's life becomes a step in the invisible process of crafting future luxury. Workers talk in hushed voices. They move deliberately, gracefully even, because grace is safer. Each enclosure is cleaned carefully, waste removed without agitating the occupant. Water bowls are refilled without splashing. The snake's posture, muscle tension, and breathing rhythm are read like a language. A coiled position means caution. A straightened spine means alertness. A raised head means danger. This is animal husbandry not based on affection, but on respect for a creature whose instincts have never changed.
From the microscope feed.
For the snakes, this environment is stable, predictable, controlled. For the workers, it is a place where vigilance never ends. But beneath the tension, a strange equilibrium forms. A quiet coexistence between human and serpent built on mutual necessity. Humans need the snakes for their magnificent skins. Snakes need humans only for consistent environment and food. Nothing more, nothing less. There is no emotional exchange. Only coexistence shaped by the economics of desire. As the snakes grow longer and heavier, their patterns become clearer, sharper, more defined. Natural symmetry blooms along their backs, the diamonds, the waves, the saddles, nature's unrepeatable artwork. Workers begin to evaluate each animal not as a predator, but as a canvas. Some carry the classic reticulated mosaic, a labyrinth of gold and charcoal. Others glow with pale creams, rich ambers, or deep olive greens. A rare few carry the ghostly lavender or snow-white morphs that collectors would pay fortunes for. The farms track each snake's pattern potential, not just its weight or length. Luxury brands in Europe demand consistency, symmetrical scales, minimal scars, clean lines. So farmers watch every shed with the scrutiny of jewelers. Because a single snake can become one Birkin bag worth $25,000, or 3 pairs of boots worth $5,000 each, or a stack of belts and small leather goods, worth more than a farmer's yearly income. Beauty becomes mathematics. Pattern becomes profit. Life becomes material. There is a moment in every luxury product's life that no fashion runway will ever show. It takes place behind locked doors, under the cold hum of fluorescent lamps, in a room where steel, water, and silence converge. Here, in these processing halls, the snake's journey ends and the skin's journey begins. A moment where elegance and brutality coexist so closely that they become indistinguishable. A python is brought in, curled loosely inside a crate. In the wild, this creature could ambush deer, birds, wild pigs. But here, in the realm of human industry, its power is reduced to stillness. The snake is laid on a long, stainless steel table, its scales catching the overhead light like polished stone. There is a stillness here that feels ceremonial. A blade appears, a thin, expertly sharpened scalpel, the preferred instrument of this trade. The worker grips the edge of the skin and pulls in a single fluid motion, a motion practiced thousands of times. The sound is soft, wet, strangely muted, like peeling fabric soaked in water. The body, now pale and muscular, is set aside for meat processing, because in this industry, nothing is wasted. The hide, though, is the treasure. The reason this entire world exists. Workers inspect it inch by inch, checking for scars, tears, irregular patterns. A single puncture can devalue the hide dramatically. In these facilities, beauty is not measured in color or shine, but in symmetry, consistency, and flawlessness. A perfect hide is a rare thing, a worth commodity thousands of dollars before it even reaches the tanning houses of Italy or Japan. Once collected, the hides are washed. Workers smooth each hide flat, aligning the scales like the pages of a priceless manuscript. Then the hides enter the tanning world, a place where chemistry, artistry, and craftsmanship converge to turn raw skin into luxury leather. Each step transforms a biological surface into a durable, supple material capable of surviving decades of wear. The hides are soaked in lime baths to loosen remaining tissue. Then, they are scraped meticulously to reveal the pure collagen beneath the scales. They are rinsed in acid to stabilize the fibers, then submerged in chrome or vegetable tannins that strengthen and preserve the material.
Check the grade on this one.
If this process
grade B, I just
sounds
scanned it.
industrial,
Okay, moving it now.
it is. But what follows is art. These are not factory workers. They are specialists, craftsmen trained to coax beauty from biology. They examine each hide under bright lights, stretching it gently, checking the scale alignment, searching for patterns that might appeal to the luxury houses of Europe. Some hides will be dyed in deep blacks, others in wine reds, desert golds, jungle greens. But the rarest, most valuable hides are left in their natural coloration. No dye, no pattern manipulation, pure nature. Because no designer on Earth can replicate the map-like geometry of a python's scales. Every hide is a one-of-one masterpiece written by evolution. Artisans note its dimensions: 5 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters for smaller species. They roll the hides meticulously and send them on to the next stage, grading. Snake leather is graded like diamonds. Grade 1. Uniform scales, no scars, perfect symmetry. The kind of hide that becomes a $40,000 handbag. Grade 2. Minor flaws, small irregularities, perfect for boots, belts, jackets. Grade 3 and below, used for smaller goods, panels, or composite materials. A python that grew in silence for years may ultimately become the exterior of a luxury purse that will sit in a boutique under soft lighting, caressed by curious hands, photographed, admired, desired. Luxury conceals its origins. That is both its beauty and its deception. Once graded, the hides are rolled into protective tubes and exported through heavily regulated channels. CITES permits, health certifications, customs documentation, all ensure that the global exotic leather industry remains compliant and traceable. The hides travel thousands of kilometers to reach the artisans of Florence, Milan, Paris, Tokyo. There, master leatherworkers unroll them carefully, as though unveiling a rare artifact. One section may be chosen for the bag flap, another for the side panel, another for the belt strap. Every cut is intentional, every stitch pre-planned, every curve designed to highlight the snake's natural geometry. And yet, beneath all this splendor lies a difficult truth. Snake leather sits at the intersection of survival and desire, nature and commerce, fear and fascination. People buy snake's leather not merely for its durability or its rarity, but because it carries something primal, the thrill of wearing what once frightened us. It is a psychological luxury, a wearable contradiction. But contradictions invite questions. Is the transformation of snake into leather an expression of human craftsmanship, or an exploitation of animal existence? Is it art? Is it cruelty? Or is it simply the continuation of humanity's ancient urge to turn nature into meaning? There is no single answer, only a spectrum of perspectives. Some see it as artistry, some see it as darkness, some see it as both. Luxury has always carried a shadow, a silent cost hidden beneath the shine of handbags, belts, boots, and the polished floors of Paris boutiques. And no material embodies this contradiction more clearly than snake leather. A beauty born in darkness, extracted with precision, and celebrated with applause. But the closer we look, the more a simple question begins to take shape. What is the price of elegance? And who, or what, pays it? The story ends where it began, with a single scale shimmering under light. Only now we understand what that shimmer contains. A creature older than civilization, an industry balancing on the edge of desire and ethics, a luxury born from shadows and destined for display. The narrator's final words fall quietly. In every piece of exotic leather, there are two stories, one told by the artisan, and one whispered by the animal. Elegance is not defined by which story we choose to hear, but by whether we dare to listen to both.